What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video and to the channel. So I am pretty excited for this video because I'm going to be installing my most anticipated, at least for me personally, my most anticipated mod on my BMW F30, and that is a fully custom carbon fiber steering wheel. So as you guys know, those of you who've been following the channel, I have an M Sport steering wheel that I haven't really done anything to. The only thing I changed recently were the paddle shifters, and this steering wheel is going to go perfect with those paddle shifters. Now, I haven't even opened it out of the box yet because I kind of wanted to do an unboxing with you guys since I have not done that in a long time. That way I can kind of capture my initial reaction when I first see it, since I haven't seen it with my own eyes, only in some pictures. And then you guys can just join me in this very exciting moment, experience with me. I'm pretty hyped right now. I am super excited. Now, I'm not the best at showing my excitement, but I am very excited and I cannot wait to show you guys and install this steering wheel. So yeah, let's just jump right in to an unboxing of this steering wheel. All right, so like I said, I still have it in the box. It's gonna be in this box here, and it is unopened. So let's go ahead and open up this box. Oh my gosh, you guys. Alright, so here's the steering wheel. It's kind of covered, but let's go ahead and remove this styrofoam here. Ooh, look at that carbon fiber. Wow, guys. This is insane. This looks so awesome. I am so hyped right now. Oh my goodness. This looks so good. I cannot wait to put this on the car. Alright, you guys, so going into more details about the steering wheel. As you guys can see, it has real carbon fiber and then real leather for the thumb grips here on the sides. Now, a couple differences that this wheel has that my factory steering wheel doesn't have is this centerpiece right here. As you guys can tell, it has the M style steering wheel center trim piece here that come on the M cars. Mine just has like a solid piece here, but this one sort of has a more aggressive design in the center there, the silver piece. And then the bottom section here is flat. It isn't round like on my current steering wheel. So it just gives it that more aggressive, sporty look, along with more aggressive and defined thumb holders here on either side. The factory M Sport steering wheel that I have has like little thumb holders here, like little indents right here. But this one is a lot more defined and a lot more, comfortable for you to grip onto. So yeah, this steering wheel is awesome. It looks perfect. And then also it retains the M logo there on the bottom with a little bit different design than the one I have on the factory M Sport steering wheel. A little bit cooler one, I think. And then to go with it, it has the M colored stitching for the leather on both sides right there. Usually I'm not a fan of M logos and stuff on non-M cars, but I mean, this is just something really small, and the factory steering wheel has an M logo on it already from factory, so if it already comes with a logo from factory, I don't really mind since it came like that from factory. So yeah, I think this looks good. So that's about it for all of the little specs about it that are different from my stock steering wheel that I have on the car right now. But as you guys can see, it is just the frame. It does not come with the airbag or the buttons or the paddle shifters. I'm going to have to transfer those from my stock steering wheel onto this one. It shouldn't be difficult really, it just might take a bit. So it won't be the easiest thing, but I've done a lot harder, so it's really not going to be that big of a deal for me. But I do have some work to do to install this. So yeah, I think that about covers it. This one does have the holes for the paddle shifters also, I forgot to mention. And I do wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be offering this exact steering wheel on my website at inline6auto.com. If you guys want to get one of these for yourselves, it is going to look exactly like this same design and everything. Nothing's going to be different, but you will have the option, since I know not everyone has paddle shifters, you can get it without paddle shifter cutouts right here. And you have the option to, since I know some people have the heated steering wheel function, you'll have the option to retain that if you want. It is not required. You can still install the wheel if you have the heating steering wheel option without the heating steering wheel option if you want. But it is going to be extra if you want the heated steering wheel option, so just know that. I will leave a link in the description as usual if you guys want to check this out on my website along with any other mods you're looking for. I have other mods, not just this one, on the website. So yeah, I think that covers everything, so let's head out to the F30 so that I can remove my stock steering wheel. Alright you guys, so I'm in the F30 and I'm about to start the process of removing the stock steering wheel here. But before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery so that nothing happens electronically, because I've heard some issues can happen if you do this and then don't disconnect the battery. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so I disconnected the battery, so now we can go ahead and begin the process of removing this steering wheel. So the first thing I'm going to remove is the airbag, which is this piece right here. To remove the airbag, there are these two openings on the side right here. You can see there's one hole right there, and then one on the other side. Where's that? Right there. This hole right here on either side. So I'm going to go ahead and take this flathead and stick it inside this hole here and then push it so that it unclips the little fastening assembly that's holding the airbag to the steering wheel. And then once I do that, you'll see it, pop out on both sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. Once you get the airbag out, you can then disconnect the electrical connection using a flathead on the inside here. There we go. Airbag is free. So now that the airbag is out, I can show you guys exactly what I did there to remove the airbag. So you can see there are these little metal clips or pieces right here on either side. So I stuck the flathead through the hole in the side there. I'll show you guys. You can see the flathead right there, and then went behind that wire and then just pressed on it like that. And then you can see the top opening, you can see it moves out of the way. So that is what I'm doing to unclip the airbag from the steering wheel on both sides. So hopefully that'll help you guys, try to figure out exactly where to press when you're sticking the screwdriver in for the first time, since you can't see exactly where it's going. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then there's a little electrical connection right there that I disconnected. So now that the airbag is out, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this electrical connection up here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and remove this bolt here using a 16mm socket or a 5/8 socket. Alright, so the bolt in the middle here that's basically holding the steering wheel to the rest of the car in the instrument cluster might be a bit of a struggle to get off, so I'm going to be using this 1/2 inch breaker bar here with a 5/8 socket and see if I could do that. If not, I'm going to go ahead and use the electric impact driver and see if that does anything. So let's find out. I got it. Sweet. Alright, there it is. Go ahead and put that in the cup holder here so I don't lose that. Now the steering wheel should just slide right off. There it is. Alright, so now that I have the stock steering wheel off, let's head back into the garage so I can transfer all of these parts onto the new steering wheel. Alright, so taking a look at both steering wheels here side by side, you can see the differences. As I mentioned right here, it is no longer round, it has more of a flat bottom. And then we have this center trim piece here is different, more aggressive style. This is the style that come on the steering wheels that are on the M cars. And then, yeah, so just more defined thumb holders here, and it's made out of leather. So yeah, this steering wheel looks 100 times better than this one. I cannot wait to get this on the car. So like I mentioned, I'm gonna have to transfer over the button accessories here, and then the paddle shifters and the airbag last once I have the steering wheel on the car. And then a lot of the wires inside, and then there's a piece in the center here that I'm gonna have to remove also and install on this piece. So I got a lot of parts to get done here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. Alright, so the first piece I'm going to remove is the center trim piece here, just so I can give myself more room to move the wires around and all that. So it looks like it's just held on by two T20 screws inside here, one on either side. Try and show you. Lay one right there, and then one on the direct opposite side over here. Here's it, right there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remove those two, and then there's one on the back here on the bottom that I'm gonna have to remove. So before I remove any of the wiring here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture on my phone just so I know how it's supposed to be set up once I get it into the new steering wheel over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so next I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the paddle shifters on the back here. First I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect them at their electrical connections right here on these blue points on both sides. They're kind of hidden down there. You kind of have to unclip a little like black fastener in there because it's kind of preventing it from coming up. So I just use the flathead like that to kind of pry it up. There you go. So you see now it's not blocking it anymore, so now I can pull that out. Alright, so now that I got the paddle shifters disconnected here, I'm going to go ahead and remove the T20 screw that's holding each one in place. So there's one right here, and then there's one on the other side, right there. So it looks like there are two ground wires. So one right there on the bottom of the steering wheel, my finger is, and then there's another one right here that this screw is securing in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those so that I can remove the rest of the wiring that's connected to the buttons right here on the sides. Alright, so now it looks like these two pieces on the side here are secured on the back here by another 2 T20 screws here on either side, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those. Oh, well, look at that. It just fell right out. Alright, so that's cool. Put that off to the side here. Alright, so I got all of the electronic pieces out and the back just fell off, as you guys just saw. The last piece is this piece in the center here that holds the airbag in place. I need to transfer this onto the new steering wheel. So again, it's 3 T20 screws, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, so I ended up having to go to the store real quick and getting a T20 with a little like socket, so I could use a socket wrench instead of just the T20 screwdriver, because for some reason these are like really tight on there and I can't do it with this, so I'm gonna try this, so hopefully this will get the job done. There we go. So now all the parts have officially been disassembled from the factory steering wheel. So now we can begin the process of transferring all the parts onto the new steering wheel. Alright, so I'm basically just going to do the reverse of what I just did. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on first, and then the button accessories over here and make all the connections and run all the wiring and all that. And then the paddle shifters, and then I guess the last piece would be the center trim piece here, and that should do it. So let's go ahead and get into this here. Alright you guys, so I have completely installed all of the pieces. I have transferred over everything except for the airbag obviously, but we get a almost complete view of the steering wheel without the airbag, and this thing looks so good now with the paddle shifters. I am so excited to put this on the car. Now as for the process of transferring over all the parts, everything went pretty smoothly with the exception of one issue I came across. Let's see if I can get a picture of it or video of it here. Maybe if I'll flip it around so we can get some light. But on this side there is the one ground connection right there that's secured in by a screw. So I can get the screwdriver pointed out here. This little connection right there, you can focus, come on. Yeah, so this little ground connection piece right there, there's usually a screw right there that's supposed to secure it in place while this part slides in that little groove right there. So as I was trying to like tighten down the screw, the head broke off for some reason. I don't know, I guess the screw was just that brittle. But yeah, it broke off, so now the bottom part of it is stuck in the little hole there. so I wasn't able to secure that the proper way. I was able to kind of lay it in the position it's supposed to be in. I'm not sure if that's going to have any issues. Hopefully it won't, but that is the one issue. I don't know why the screw just kind of, here, the head of the screw just broke off. So yeah, that's annoying, but hopefully it's not that big of an issue. As long as it's just sitting in the correct position, I think it should be fine. But we'll find out once I install the steering wheel. So that is the one issue I had with the process of transferring over everything. Everything else went fine. Everything fits perfectly. So yeah, now that everything has been transferred over, we can go ahead and put this steering wheel on the car. Alright, so I am back in the F30. So now we can go ahead and install the new steering wheel. Alright, so now that it's hand tight, I'm going to go ahead and torque it down with my torque wrench here to about 62 Newton meters, or about 50 foot-pounds of torque. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the electrical connection that goes in the center here. There we go. Alright, so the last thing to do here is to reinstall the airbag. Alright, you guys, so the steering wheel is completely installed, and as you guys can see, this looks so good. This is probably the best thing I have on this car now. It just looks so cool. This is easily my most favorite mod I now have on the F30, because with this mod, like, you're gonna see it every time you get in the car. It's right in front of you, your steering wheel. You just get to look at this pretty much all the time. While you're driving your car. The other mods you don't really see, they're just on the exterior, but this one is just right in front of you 100% of the time, so this is awesome. Now I do want to mention I did have one other minor issue with the fitment of the steering wheel. So if we come up here, you can see it kind of sticks up right here for some reason. I was trying to like mess around with everything, kind of take some of the things apart, maybe readjust the whole assembly, but for some reason it just kind of protrudes a little bit right there. So that was kind of a little annoying to make it, you know, not perfect, but it's still really minor. I mean, you can't really tell, you're not going to really notice it. But since I am nitpicky with like things like this, I did notice it. But in general, it's still very minor. I don't know if it's just like my specific steering wheel, just the way like it's shaped and everything. But yeah, that's there. I did want to mention that. So yeah, that is something to be aware of if you do end up getting this steering wheel for yourself, because like I said, it is going to be available on my website. And again, this is an aftermarket product. This isn't an OEM product, so the fitment isn't going to be, you know, perfect like it is from factory. There are going to be a little bit of tiny issues here and there, like this one, for example. But overall, this steering wheel looks absolutely fantastic. Like, I am in love with this steering wheel. I could look at this thing all day. This is gonna make me want to drive this car like all the time, because it just completely transforms like your perspective of the interior. Because before I just had, you know, the carbon fiber interior trim, but when now this, like, it matches it. It has this cool, aggressive look to it. It is just very visually appealing, and now the paddle shifters go well with this steering wheel. It kind of looked out of place with the factory steering wheel, but now they have the whole complete steering wheel. This thing looks amazing. Also, while I'm at it, might as well check if all of the electronics work, so I'll go ahead and turn the car on. So you see the car's on. Go ahead and honk the horn. Alright, that works. Go ahead and check the cruise control button. That still works. Go ahead and check that the volume buttons work. Looks like it works. Awesome. Maybe check the phone connection here. Looks like that one's working also. Go ahead and check the paddle shifters here. I'll go ahead and put it in gear real quick. Manual sport mode. Go ahead and press the paddle shifters. Alright. Looks like they work. Alright, so the paddle shifters work, so it looks like everything is working, so awesome. No issues there, thankfully. Alright, so that completes the install of this custom carbon fiber steering wheel. As I mentioned, this steering wheel is now available on my website at inline6auto.com. If you guys want to get one of these for yourselves, a couple things I want to mention is that I know not all of you guys have paddle shifters, so I have an option available to get it with or without paddle shifter cutouts. In addition, I know there is a heated steering wheel option on some M Sport steering wheels, and you do have the option to retain it if you want to. However, it is more expensive if you do want to retain it, since that is a pretty complicated piece, but it's not required to retain it. If you do have the heating steering wheel option, you can get it without it, but that is available if you do want to keep the heated steering wheel option. It is extra, like I said. So yeah, check out my website at inline6auto.com for the steering wheel. I will leave a link down in the description of this video. As usual, feel free to check out any other modifications I have available on the website. I have a few other exterior and interior modifications for your F30. So yeah, guys, overall this install is kind of a little bit tedious. It's not, you know, the easiest thing. There are a lot of pieces you have to, you know, take apart and everything. It isn't very difficult though, but it isn't very easy. It's about in the middle. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing this yourself, so you don't have to, you know, spend any extra money on labor taking it to a shop. But yeah, this is definitely probably the best interior mod you can do to your BMW F30. Now, I do want to mention fitments. So this steering wheel, this specific steering wheel that I installed in the video, can fit any F chassis BMW, so 2 Series, 3 Series, 4 Series, and I believe some of the SUVs. As long as you have the M Sport steering wheel that I have on my F30 that you guys saw in this video, if you have that same exact factory M Sport steering wheel, this steering wheel will fit. So just simply take a look at your steering wheel. If it looks exactly like how mine looked, my factory one that I removed to install this one, this steering wheel is compatible with your car. So I just wanted to make that clear if you guys are confused or anything. Also, I do have the fitment details detailed in the description of the steering wheel product listing on my website if you guys want to take a look at that also. So I also do want to mention that now that I have this steering wheel, that pretty much completes my list of all of the mods that I wanted to add to the F30. So as of right now, I don't have any more mods that I want to add. I've pretty much done everything I've wanted. I do still want to continue, you know, switching the parts to forged carbon, so the front lip, the front grills, and the rear side extension. I am going to switch those to forged carbon, but those are already mods I have. The only thing I'm changing is just the material. So I'm not sure what else to do after this in terms of mods. So in the coming months, I probably won't have many videos on, you know, modification installs and stuff like that. Maybe some maintenance and just some, you know, videos where I talk about the car and stuff. But yeah, that's it for mods for me that I wanted to put on this car. If you guys have any suggestions, I'm open to suggestions. If you guys think a certain mod would look cool that I don't have yet, feel free to comment those down below. So yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And check out my website, inline6auto.com, for modifications for your F30. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And subscribe for more content like this if you liked what you saw. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video.